as well. Well, with medical marijuana facilities now set to open, some are asking all sorts of questions about more widespread use in New York. Joining us now is our political analyst, New York Post political columnist Fred Dicker. My old friend, good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Greg.
Well, it's Friday night. Let's talk medical marijuana here. What do you think of the process, and what do you think of what we heard today?
Well, it's taken years to get to this point, and a lot of the advocates are not happy with this agreement or this decision. Only 20 of these dispensaries around the state, 20 million people almost in New York. So I think it's a first step. It's a camel's nose under the tent for those who are wary of this. It's going to be a very interesting experiment, Greg, because unlike other states, as you noted, it's going to be kind of very difficult to get access to this marijuana-related compound. I brought in a little show and tell. This is what I picked up in Colorado last fall when I was out there. You just walk into a store, they put real marijuana in. This is empty now. I guarantee it. And you walk out. That's not going to be the case here in New York. It's going to be in the form of a liquid or an aerosol or a pill. Doctors are going to be, I think, reluctant to give it out. And I would just point out that the New York State Medical Society, as far as I know, has never endorsed this. And the governor has been very reluctant. He has a sister who's a physician. He knows a thing or two about medicine. He's been dealing with a significant other who has cancer. So he's been reluctant here. And the way it's structured, it seems to me it's going to be questionable whether or not it's going to become more widespread available, and it's going to be watched very carefully. That's going to be the interesting part of it.
And when you're watching this, are we also watching it politically to see how well it's run and where the money goes and that kind of thing?
Without a doubt. You have these big companies all wanting to do business here, Greg, because they think it's going to expand. They're not just getting into the business for this restricted operation that's going to start before January. And, of course, the legislature hopefully will actually look at this seriously, maybe hold some hearings on it. The state health department's going to be monitoring it. But if it turns out, for instance, that a lot of doctors don't want to prescribe this, it requires a doctor's prescription, that's going to be very interesting. A lot of doctors don't believe that marijuana is needed, that existing drugs are more than sufficient. So it's going to be interesting to see how the medical community responds to all of this.
Yeah, big learning curve on everything. Fred, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great weekend. And don't forget, you can always hear Fred's radio program. It's a good one, live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.